just felt very compelled to come on today. I just wanted to say hello and to share a little bit of love. I'm currently at the library. I'm in a private room, about to start my studies, But I just wanted to quickly say, lately I've been seeing like a lot of messages when it comes to Moses. Um, Specifically, I've been listening to Daniela Oyaga, so check her out, and Sarah Roberts, which I'm sure you may be familiar with her. She's a famous, very popular minister, but like more times than none, like this entire week, I've just literally been hearing nothing but messages that pertain to Moses and how Moses, he like wrestled with God when it came to his calling, and how regardless of how Moses felt, he still answered the call. So Moses felt like he was incapable to, confront Pharaoh. He didn't want to be the one to lead and to do that, and he fought God for it, and yet and still he answered the call. And so I just want to say, I don't know, I just feel like it's a message for me. I feel like I need to look deeper into the story, and to read Exodus specifically. But that just, resonates with me because lately, oh boy, have I been tussling. I've been tussling with God just a little bit. I'm like, okay. But I had to realize, like, God knows everything. God sees more than I see. God has a bigger plan and bigger picture for my life. So why am I fighting God? Like, why am I fighting God? Because I'm scared, because I'm afraid of change, because I don't really fully trust in the Lord? It's a good question. But I don't know. I just wanted to come on and say that it's important to answer God's call, and to step into the calling that He placed over your life. And sometimes doing that, all the time, like when it comes to taking those steps to being who God called you to be, you have to let go of a lot of things in the physical, and like when it comes to your characteristics, and so it's like you make sacrifices of your character, you make sacrifices of the physical. When God asks you to make room, it's like you cut these things out to make room for what God has for you. So like in that regard, I don't know, it's just like you have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to make a change in order to step into what God is calling you to. And it does require becoming a different person than who you may currently be right now. Not to say you have to be an imposter, no, but you have to cut out the things that do not serve you, whether that be people, whether that be habits, addictions, whether that be anything. If it's not serving you, you need to cut it out. If you're around nothing but negative people, whether that be your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, it don't matter. Cut them out. If that's in God's will, then hey, if you gotta stop being friends with people, if you need to isolate yourself, not to say that like pushing people away is good, but sometimes when you're isolated and you cut out the distractions and the opinions and the noise of just whatever other people's thoughts and opinions and doubts, whatever, you cut all that out, then that gives you time to be in a quiet place to hear from God, in your next steps, in ordering your steps, and like you're gonna hear from God when you step away from all of the chaos and distractions. So like social media, that's a huge distraction. Just anything can be a major, like, it's like you have to just step around the illusions and the distractions, and you have to really come face to face with yourself. Like, just be I don't know, spend time alone. Just spend some time alone and see what that does for you. And if you don't like to be alone, then oof, that's not a good thing. You should be. If you don't like to be alone with yourself, then that's something deeper that needs to be healed, and that's something that needs to be faced, and that's something that you cannot avoid. I've learned that regardless of how much or how long I decide to run from my problems, they will always still be there. And so it's best to just face it and to, like, to get through it. Because if you don't face it, then you're never going to overcome it. And it's like that fear of, like, okay, well, if I face myself, if I let these thoughts roam, if I just sit with my feelings and I'm afraid that I'm gonna break. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Thoughts and feelings come and they go. It's just important not to hold on to them. It's important not to let them affect your daily life. And so now is the time to answer God's call, to do what He said, to do what He told you to do, and to eliminate the distractions. Don't make any more excuses. Step into that power and who God called you to be. Point blank. Love you.